Next up is Santa's hat. Hat for Santa. And again, we're going about the length of the wool there. What I did here is that I started this is the skewer that I plan to give you. Often we use this skewer. Doesn't really matter. I kind of liked the thicker one for the body. But okay, so I want a hat shape. I'm gonna come around. Just maybe start with this. Have that together for the end. But then I want the bottom to go around his head. So just do a little bit of that. Okay. So you only want it tight at the top. To leave it loose down below. Turn again. I have this tight top, but then it's loose at the bottom. So I need it to go over his head, right? Tapping it very gently. Let me check there. Yes, we're getting it. Very nice shape. Very nice hat shape there. I'm going to stick my finger in. And I'm going to carefully, not stabbing my finger, come around on either side. Lift it up. I'm being gentle here. I don't want to squash this hat. I want it to be firm. I want to keep that hole in the center. Just keep going into that. Sorry for tapping the camera again. I'm doing this quite gently. So when I put it on his head, with my frozen little fingers, I'm going to fold this extra bit back up onto it, I think. And just gently tap it in. Yeah, it just gets incorporated into. And again, we'll just keep moving it. Might feel a little silly at this point. It might feel like, hey, why does Santa look like a cone head? That's okay. It's going to be fine in the end. Trust me. It's going to be just fine in the end. I want to make sure that it's firmly attached to his head. That's important. I don't want his hat to fall off. You see, now I can smooth out those rough edges. There's some birds chirping again. Sun has come back out. Not worrying about it being shorter on one side and longer on the other too much, because the trim is going to cover that. But you can worry about it if you want to. You need to tap that up there. Let's do a little bit of this. Just smooth, 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 smooth sailing. Yeah, okay. So, trim time. I need to save enough for that little ball on the end. Let's not forget that. Let's trim it. And that's where we'll make it even. It's by putting the trim on. Right. I don't want his hat falling into his eyes. He needs to be able to see to drive his sleigh. But just above the eyes, I think, is cute. See how that trim really makes all the difference. And again, I want it to be a little bit fluffy. I think this was down a little bit too much, so that's okay. I can just lift it up. The back, so this is what you want to be even, right? Is the trim. You want that to. Okay, and you can make that trim thicker if you want. Thicker or thinner, or how fluffy? How fluffy? I do think that the trim adds to the lushness of the costume. And for sure you don't want any little bald patches. Okay, let's give him a nice little pom-pom. Can use all these little bits. Nice little pom-pom. On the end of his hat. Okay, now it looks silly standing up straight, doesn't it? I keep working on it until it's neat too. These little wisps, we don't want these little wisps here. Santa's elves keep him in. Keep him looking sharp. Okay, so I don't like it straight up. You might, if you do, go for that. But I like the hat to have a bit of a curve, right? It's coming down and then around. I just tap that in. keep working it until it's smooth, till it's the shape that you want it to be on his head. Now, I did make this hat a little bigger than this hat, just a bit. So I was able to put the handle behind the hat in this case. Now I'm going to be able to do it here too. So we still need his facial hair, which I want to do last because I don't want to handle him too much once I've got not just his facial hair, but his curls on too. So we still need to put the feet on, and we need the little decor piece, the little gold decor piece. So let's do the gold first. I think it makes him, just look a little bit more luxe to have some gold trim. So we did that. Just twist, 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 because you want it to be quite thin. Twist, 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 twist. And then let's start on one edge. And you could look at this. I looked at quite a few like Victorian era Santas, and the embroidery on his coat can get quite lavish. And that's something that you might want to do if you want to add more detail. Go for it. And again, scissors would be really handy here. Just want to cut that off. Then you could, if you had brought scissors with you, which I did not. It's okay, I'm going to pull it. This is tiny little bit of detail work. Try to make it as neat as you can. Just with gentle taps. Putting all the little ends in place. Getting that curl. We'll do the other side. You ready to be cute, Santa? He should be cute, He's a jolly old elf. You play with those. Make them as neat as you can. All right, and then next I did put a little trim of gold above the white on his cap. Just wanting to give it that little luxurious touch. Okay. Okay, next in line are feet.